Hi, this is Web Bros Reviews. My name is Dan, and tonight we are looking at PDFElement from Wondershare. Let's go ahead and open up the program. Here you'll see the basic opening screen. Of course, I already had one I prepared for our time together here. It's actually a PDF, and it's important that I mention this. It's a PDF that was sent to me. I did not create this. It is not something I have individual access to digitally other than being in PDF format, so that all the changes that we'll be able to see today are only possible because of the PDFElement software. So this is actually a newsletter sent to me from my daughter's school, so hopefully I don't mind. We're using this as a bit of an example. We'll open that up. And this is how it looks when it opens up your PDF. So just as a simple viewer, it works well. Of course, those are free, so that's not exactly a great deal right there, but it's very easy to get through it and get your information you need from it. But here's where it really starts kicking in as something that's worth purchase. First off, you can make comments and highlight things because it actually has recognition of the individual letters, not just blocks and such. So you can go through and say, let's say I'm highlighting this for my wife per se, and say, I want her to catch that. And then I want to say the dates, we can put them all in red. So I can go through and highlight each of those as if it were a Word doc or a Google Doc. So that's pretty handy. Similarly, we can do maybe times in green. You see how that works. Also, similar fashion, you can do underlining like that. And let's say this was a paper someone handed in and you're a teacher or you're helping your son or daughter through something with class. You can also do marking like that with a strike through to help indicate changes you want made, etc. So pretty helpful software that way. We can also, aside from individual lines, do a much larger area and draw it behind the text, which is kind of fun. So if I really want to draw your attention to something, I can blow it up like that and have that whole block yellowed out, but it goes behind the text, so the text is still quite legible and highlights that for you to view. Nowadays, where a lot of people are working from home still and office meetings aren't quite what they used to be, reports are getting more and more important, so the ability to highlight, bring attention to things that matter most, I think is pretty paramount. Let's slide down to the bottom of the PDF. Now this is not the best resolution, but that's how it was sent to me, so we'll just deal with that because that's what we got. We can just throw some shapes behind things if you like. So there is a square for Al's Pizza. Local Chick-fil-A has been helping out the school, so you can throw a circle around that, or an oval in that case. You can always throw some various graphics in, so pretty simple. You can do this with any of your Paint, or Microsoft Paint comes with that, or a number of things come with the Mac version, I'm sure, as well. Here's where it gets a little bit more interesting, though, is that you can select, it actually identifies your photos, and you can move them around. That's pretty incredible. When you really think about what's involved in a PDF, how often do you have a PDF form that is exactly what you want to use, but you have to swap out the logos, or just a little bit of information needs to be edited? Well, it's exactly what you can do. You can go in like this, and simply edit out words and change it as if it were a Word document. Now this is one that, again, was downloaded and was entirely separate. There was no source code or anything to do with Word or Google Doc or otherwise. It simply is able to identify all the language, and you can work with it that way. You can also convert it to a Word document, to Excel, to a PowerPoint, to an image, or just to plain text, or back to a PDF, which of course was its original format there. Other tools we can look at and play with in terms of being able to optimize is making them smaller, cropping, you can put watermarks behind things, etc. But some pretty basic tools, but ones that make the usability of PDFs much, much more readily available to you. Let's go ahead and have a quick look at the pricing. This is, I think, where it really shines. PDFElement Pro is $79 a year, and the Element Standard is $69. I have to tell you, for the $10 extra a year, you get a lot of additional functionality that I think it's very much worth it. If you're going to go this far for $69, might as well go the full route for $79 to get what you are getting for the extra $10. That OCR is that optical character recognition. That is where it's scanning your PDF and able to recognize language, and you can highlight it by letter, etc., and add edits and such. And all these other things. We'll go through this in another video here in a few moments. You can click on that one if you like. But a lot of things come in, and at $79 a year, it is a lot cheaper than a lot of the other tools that can do the same work, but at a much higher price. So we'll also have another video you can look at in a moment to make those comparisons and help as you're shopping. And if you are shopping for PDFElement, I would just encourage you, if you would be so kind, to use the link below. It's offering the best price we can find for you for PDFElement, but does help support the channel as well, which we greatly appreciate. So that is PDFElement from Wondershare. This is Web Bros. I'm Dan. We'll see you in the next video.